Hello there, Libra. Welcome back to Misfits of the Zodiac. My name is Ace. I am doing a bonus autumnal reading for you. The essence of this is to kind of talk about the energies that surround you through this autumnal season and to help guide you through it. So I have one tarot card that kind of summates the energy that's around you at this time, a crystal that could be beneficial for you during the autumn months, a animal oracle or an animal totem, if you will, for your autumn, and a card from my Secret Woods Oracle, which kind of helps me dive a little bit deeper and get a little more nuanced in the energy. Let's get right into it. So, your first card, I have to speak about. There is a very synchronistic thing that happened here. So, you have the High Priest, and in this particular card, in this particular deck, this is talking about being within structure. It's usually more of a masculine energy, and it's also talking about him using the sun as an energetic focus for his manifestations, okay? And I find this to be really interesting because your card that you got from the Deep Woods, or the Secret Woods, I should say, is the Sorcerer, an outsider solution. So this is a magician, this is a sorcerer, and he's also using the sun as to light up a sundial to find direction. Okay, this is interesting that you have both of these. These are totally different decks, and you have a similar feel to both of them. They're both magicians in their own right. They're both utilizing the sun to direct their energy, which is a masculine vibe. This energy of the sun is very masculine energy. And it's an energy of doing. But it also feels to me like some sort of like inventor or manifester. And I feel like you are very much in alignment with manifesting something out of nothing, it seems, okay? But it's also interesting that I feel like this sun element is shining some sort of light onto something. Something that has maybe been just out of reach. Some sort of solution that you've been looking for. Some sort of missing link or missing piece to something either you're inventing or something that you've been building, but there's just been something that's missing that's just been just out of grasp. It feels like you're figuring that out this autumnal season. The light itself is literally shining its light onto the missing piece, and you will find it. And I feel like this is going to be a very eye-opening situation if you can stay open-minded and you can kind of keep your sight as broad as possible. The answer is out there for you. So I feel inclined to say, usually it's the moon energy that kind of brings things to the surface. I don't feel like it's that. It is definitely more of like, something's going to point you in that direction, and that is this energy of this sun, like beaming down onto something. Something is going to be either revitalized or recreated, but I feel more inclined that someone or something is going to point you in the direction of the solution, and it's going to kind of feel like, oh, duh, like almost like an epiphany. But it's gonna, because it could potentially have been right in your sight the whole time, but you've just been missing it, and then all of a sudden you see it there and you're like, oh, of course it's that thing. It's going to be one of those kind of a feeling. That's the vibe that I'm getting, is like it's been right in your sight the whole time, and now the light is being shed onto it as like, oh, this is the solution. And sometimes that's the way that it needs to happen, because you need to exhaust all the other examples or all the other possible solutions so that you can see the need for that piece, if that makes sense, and see why it's that piece that's going to be the thing that helps all the other cogs in the wheel work, if that makes sense. Your crystal that you got is angelite. This is usually useful for angel communication, clairvoyance, alignment, and dream insights. I feel inclined to talk about dream insights with this because of this sorcerer and this like high priest energy. It feels very much like it could be in the dream realm. And by that I mean it could come to you, the answer could come to you in a dream, but it also feels very much like you're manifesting something that is a dream, something that you've been wanting for a long time. And this crystal could really help you amplify that or help you find that missing piece. If you don't have angelite, anything that helps you with an alignment towards your creativity and your innovative part of yourself, whether that's a crystal or something else, whatever makes you feel inventive or willing to take risks, calculated risks specifically, could be really helpful for you to help find this missing piece that you've been looking for and help shed the light on that, if that makes sense. And your animal oracle is the cobra. This is talking about your inner truth, your inner wisdom coming forth. And again, it feels very much like I'm getting the vibe of I'm hearing the rattling. It's like, look over here, look over here. There's something that is either directing you towards the answer that you've been looking for, and it's been just out of reach, but it's finally like showing its head. Okay, it's finally showing where it is and how it's going to work for you, and it's shining a light on that. But I feel like you almost needed to create a sense of wisdom. You had to go through a certain amount of trials before you knew that that was going to be the piece that fit, because on the surface it doesn't seem like the piece that should fit. It it's kind of like you're putting together a puzzle and you've been looking at this piece and you never tried it, but you're just like, there's no way that'll fit in this space. And your like spatial awareness is off a little bit. And then as a result of trials and tribulations and experiment after experiment after experiment, you're learning more and more, gaining more and more wisdom. And this cobra is kind of a representation of all of the trials, all of the tribulations, all of that inner wisdom that you've gained, so that you can look at that piece and go, actually, that is it. That's the piece that I've been missing. Okay. So you also might want to look into cobra energy, because there's some kundalini energies there that might be helpful. That might help you kind of bring awareness to the lower chakras and help you kind of reignite a sense of fire within you. So that also might be beneficial. But I think more than anything, there's something coming to light. There's some sort of directive coming to you, and it's going to feel like it's out of the blue, but it's really been there the whole time, if that makes sense. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. This was a really fun reading to put together for everyone. If this resonated, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Maybe leave me a like, share, or subscribe, and come back as a misfit in the future. If I don't hear from you before the end of the autumnal season, I will see you in your monthly reading for December. Bye, guys.